Hey, this is Ellen Christina, owner of Embassy Promotions, and I help influencers and online entrepreneurs future-proof their wealth and build a bulletproof brand online so that they can be in complete control of their time and money as well. And I help them do this by helping them to build a digital asset which is going to make them money for years to come. So if that sounds like you, you're in the right place. And this is the third episode in my mini training series, and this is how to make money online with an insanely profitable niche. So in the last video, you basically listed down some ideas for what you want your online business to be, your online business idea to be. That could have been a hobby, an interest, a cause, something that you're very, very passionate about. And today we're basically going to look at how to like niche down, basically how to niche down, because there's an important saying in business and marketing, and that is I think it's, well, I don't actually know exactly what it is, but it's something like, if you try and attract everybody, you'll attract nobody, right? So like, if you're thinking like, oh, everybody needs what I do, then you're wrong. And if you start creating content and marketing to a really, really broad range of people, it's just gonna drown out, and you're not really gonna attract anyone. The purpose of niching down is because with what we do, and the way that I teach you how to do it, we want our content, we want the content that we create, we want the selling that we do, we want the offers that we create to speak directly to the person who we want to buy it. So have you ever seen something pop up on social media, maybe like an ad, or maybe you saw a video of a YouTube title, or maybe you saw something on Instagram and you literally thought to yourself like, whoa, that is the exact position that I'm in. I need to know how to do that. Or like, oh my God, that sounds exactly like me. Like, have you ever really, really related to something so much because of the exact thing that they're describing or filming in the video? Maybe if it's a video, you're like, oh my God, like that's happened. You know, maybe you thought, oh, that's happened to me, or that happens to me, or that is me, like that's my life. That is because the person who's created that content and got it in front of you somehow, however they did it, niched down, and you were probably their ideal audience. And it doesn't just have to be when you're selling something. A lot of, content creators and influencers will also niche down as well, because they want to get their content, they want popularity on social media. So obviously they want to relate to people who are going to then go and follow them, because those people will be expecting more of the same content. If something popped up for me online about, how to ride a motorbike, I would literally be like, I would just scroll past. I wouldn't even give it a second thought. I wouldn't even be like, oh, that's not for me. It would just go completely straight over my head, because I have no interest in motorbikes and learning how to ride a motorbike or anything to do with riding a motorbike. So, I wouldn't be their dream client. So you need to be niching down and really thinking about exactly the kind of person who's gonna even want to consume your content, but then also, like you enough to, or think that you can help them enough to actually go and buy your thing or get on your email list or whatever. So let's look at how we're actually going to niche down. Sorry, I'm just reading my notes here. Yeah, so when we niche down, we want to be very, very specific. So what we do is we create like a ideal ideal client avatar, and you can kind of almost like make up a person. So let's use me for example. So my ideal client avatar would be somebody who is an influencer, who makes, let's say, 10k a month at the moment online with brand deals. Said influencer is very entrepreneurial and has always dreamed about owning their own business. Wants to own biz. But they don't know where to start. And said influencer is worried that relying on these brand deals is one day gonna mean that they might not be able to make this, or they want to make more than this ideally. They're currently sustaining their nice lifestyle, traveling and investing in property and buying things that they like on this nice salary here, 10k a month, but they're relying solely on brand deals. And they're like, well, what if my popularity declines? What if that company doesn't want to work with me anymore? What if that company completely changes its commission structure and I'm now earning 5% when before I was earning 25%? You know, what if my popularity just starts declining and not enough brands want to work with me to enable me to earn this much? So that, as you can see, that's kind of, I mean, you could go into like male or female or whatever, particular age. So mine would probably be like 30. And, you know, what kind of, like, what are their interests and hobbies at the moment? I won't go all the way down because you won't be able to see it, but, you know, I'd start thinking about what are their interests and hobbies. Well, I know that mine have a keen entrepreneurial spirit and they're really interested in, I can go over here, they are interested in investing, business, sales, entrepreneurship. I'll just put entrepreneurship. Maybe they've invested in a property because they want to future-proof their wealth. Maybe they've looked at investing in different business ideas. Maybe e-com, retail, being an affiliate. Maybe they have looked at starting their own business, but they're not really sure. You know, they have an interest in sales and entrepreneurship. They listen to podcasts on how to sell online. Maybe they read books about entrepreneurship. Right, that's my ideal client avatar. So have a think about yours. So go back to the passion, the topic, the thing that you're going to choose for your business idea that you did yesterday, and start having a think about who's going to be interested in that from you. Now, my biggest tip with this, it can be your first kind of point of call to go to a market who's not doing it at the moment. So as you can see, on mine, my ideal client avatar is somebody who is already interested in business and entrepreneurship. So it would make no sense really for me to go to influencers who have no interest in owning their own business and try and convince them that owning their own business is the best way to future-proof their wealth for years to come without relying on brand deals. If there's an influencer who's like, I have like, no, it's too much work for me, I'm not entrepreneurial, I don't know how, I'd rather leave it to someone else. You know, I'd rather leave it to a brand management company, or I'd rather leave it to brands to work with me, like I'm good, I don't have no interest. It would be a complete waste of time for me to go to those people and try and convince them to do it another way. So let me use another example. Like if you came out with a brand of trainers like sneakers, and you were like, okay, like who am I going to go to who's going to buy these sneakers? Okay, well, like women in their 20s who have an interest in fashion are going to really like these are going to really like these sneakers. Okay, so let's go to women. So if you were like, okay, like let's go to women who wear high heels and offer them a much more comfortable alternative. Like, why are you wearing heels to look nice when you can wear these sneakers that are sexy and smart and sophisticated as well as comfortable? But there's a message to market mismatch there, because you're trying to market to women who like wearing high heels. If somebody likes wearing high heels, they're buying high heels. They are buying high heels. They're not buying sneakers, they're buying high heels. So what you want to do as a trainer, you know, like I know I'm using a physical product in this example and I talk about digital, but I'm just using it as a very easy example so you understand it. So what you would want to do with your sneakers is you would want to go to people who are already purchasing sneakers because they already have an interest. Somebody who buys one thing off one brand isn't just like, oh, well, that person's sorted. They are likely, like 99% likely, to go and buy the same kind of product from another brand. If you go into, you know, if you go into a beauty store and there's loads of different foundations, right? I own like 3 or 4 different foundations from different brands, but it would be a complete waste for them to go and market to people who don't wear foundation and try and convince them to. Like, I'm here, hello, me, like I'm already buying foundation, come and market to me. I actually have an interest in what you're buying and what you're selling because I want to buy it. So that's what you want to think about with your ideal clients is your niche and your ideal client avatar is, what are they already buying? Where are they? What shops are they in? Who are they following online? What content do they consume? Because with this information, like, I know that if my ideal entrepreneurial influencer is listening to a podcast on sales, branding, entrepreneurship, business, whatever, if I then went to the owner of the podcast who they listen to and built up a relationship with that person and said, hey, like, can you feature me or interview me or whatever? And then I went onto that podcast and, you know, I provided a ton of value and then sent people to a product that I had or an opt-in or a lead magnet that I had. We'll talk about that in a later video. My ideal client avatar is going to be listening to that podcast and is going to listen to me on it. And now I'm in front of them rather than trying to like hustle my way to convince people who have no interest in entrepreneurship that having a digital business is the way to go. Does that make sense? I really hope it does. Like, your mind should be blowing right now, because before I realized this, it was like, I was thinking that, oh, I could go to like these people and give them another way, you know, and they're gonna love it. But it's like, no, like half the sale is already done when you go to someone who's already buying the thing that's like similar to what you have from someone else. Does that make sense? Okay, so in the next video, we're gonna round this off, and in the next video, I'm gonna talk to you. This is the really good one. This is the exciting one. The next video is gonna be all about how to actually craft your offer to your ideal client avatar in a way that makes it so totally valuable and irresistible and such an insane offer that your ideal client avatar can't help but say yes to it, and they're gonna buy it. It's amazing. Be there, take notes. I will see you in the next video.